Let's talk about how and where Climate Studio saves simulations and what that means. So here's a model from week 2 of our little house and apartment. This model is here's the name of the model. This is the folder it's in over here. Here's the model, and here is the folder that has the simulations in it. This folder and everything in it was created by Climate Studio whenever I created a simulation here. And so we can see that if we look at the threads, so this is for each of these simulations, come over and we can see that um, it's this is the path to the folder. Here's the actual simulation name. Here's the folder name, right? So that's this folder, as we said. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. The point being, though, that then these simulations are associated with this model, right? So they're not, you can't open them up somewhere else. You can access, like I can, if I want to download information about this simulation, there's various ways I can do that, and it's different for different types of simulations. So you just experiment with, you can print a report. This is exporting data to a specific location. All right, so that means if we want to access the data in these simulations, we have to have the specific file open that the simulations are associated with. Okay, great. Now, what happens if we change the name so here's the next assignment, and here's the model I made. I've got two different folder names here. So I'm going to open the model. Why is that? It's because I initially called the model daylighting, and then I changed it, or 413.E3 daylighting, and then I changed it to be medium office at the end of it. And then when I did that, whatever simulations were existed in the first associated with the first file or in one folder, and then when I ran other simulations with the second file, Climate Studio created a second folder, or not the second file, the same file with a different name. And now both of these that were associated with this model. So if I look at the model and I look at my simulations, I'll see that some of them are associated with um, just the E413 daylighting folder, and some are with that medium office folder. Uh, and that's fine. The problem is if I want to, let's say, for example, I was going to turn these into me, and I'm going to compress these two together because I don't notice that third one's there. Um, this is going to take a while. I'm going to just cancel it. You get the idea. The point being is if I open this, if I send this um, set of this zip file to me, for example, if you sent it to me and I opened it up, I would not find the simulations in this folder that you didn't include. If that were to happen, they would be red. Any simulations that cannot be found are red. I would come hit this relink button. I would choose one. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look for DA base clear. I would hit the relink button, and when I clicked it, it would take me to my Windows Explorer, and I would go find the folder that had the simulation in it, click on it, and then Climate Studio would say, oh, now I see all those other simulations you have in that folder. I'll just repopulate the whole thing. I can't do that right now because it knows where these are, so I can't relink. So what I would probably should do, and let's just go and do that. That'd be a good way of doing that. I should just bring all of these into. I'm gonna cut them all and bring them into here. So now these simulations are in the same folder. This should be empty. I'm gonna delete this folder. Okay, now let me close this that file. I'm going to reopen it. So now you see that it found the simulations that were in the Medium Office folder, right? But it's looking for all these and can't find them, and that's because I deleted them from one folder and put them in another. So let's go find them. I'm going to hit select a simulation I can remember the name of, search for it, go to wherever I've saved very carefully, and so that it's easy to find. That's a really important part of all this. I'm going to come here. We'll see that it's actually not here. I'm just trying to make a point. These are actually the assignments that I give you guys, so it's in a different folder. It's this one. And now here's that one folder. I'll go down and I'll find the base clear, open it, and now it's going to repopulate all of these. See, because it found all of them that were in that folder. Now I'm good to go again. So that's the basics of how this works. There's one little glitch that I've seen people experience. So let me go over that with you. Let's say this is a blank file I've opened. Let me just model a box really quickly. And I'm going to run a thermal analysis on it because that's something I can do quickly. The simulation's running right now. Okay, so I ran a simulation. So where is this simulation now? Because I haven't saved the file yet. There's no place that Climate Studio knows to put it. So it puts it in Windows, under Users, whatever your username is. There's a hidden folder called App Data. If you don't know how to see hidden folders, you go to View, Show, turn that on. See, now it's gone. Come back, Hidden Items. So I'm clicking on App Data, Roaming, SAMELAB, which is the name of the company that developed or is developing Climate Studio. Go into Climate Studio, Results. Right now there's Untitled, which is the name of this file that's not been saved yet. And here is our simulation. So just to prove that to you, let me go back here and I'm going to delete this folder. I'm going to delete this simulation. Now I'm going to run it again, and just you'll see that that folder will be created here with that simulation. Simulation's done. The folder's there. It's now Energy 2 because we deleted the first one. And so sometimes what happens then, if I close out here and I don't save this folder, save this, or I don't name it. So I'm going to say, okay, yeah, sure, save it. It's going to save it to wherever I put it. I'll put it in my desktop. So now I am in my desktop. I don't have a simulations folder here, um, but there is a simulation associated with the file. So let's open that up again. And we'll see that that simulation is in that roaming results SAMELAB, roaming SAMELAB Climate Studio results folder, which is this, right? So now, even though this is named Untitled, but it's been saved, if I come back here and run another simulation, here it is. It doesn't put this second simulation into here. Oh, it named it the same thing. It's interesting. Um, it put it in a folder on the desktop. So if I go back over here and look at the desktop, here's my Untitled folder, and here's my new simulations folder with a second energy 2, which actually this really should be named something else, because it's going to be, if I wanted to bring these two together, of course it's going to, it'll just say copy 2. My point is now that if I close this and open it, it will still find both of these simulations because they both still exist. They're just in these different folders. And if you're off in this roaming, if you save something in roaming, you'll be really confused as to where it is unless you come here and look at it and see that's where it is. I would always suggest if that ever happened to you, I'm actually going to change. Let me change the name of this to 3. And see now it changed the name here. If I now go back to my Selema folder and I copy this, or I'll just cut it because I don't need it anymore, and I paste it into here. Now I have 2 and 3 both in the untitled. When I reopen this, it may not know where it is, but I can come here and show it, and then I'll have them in one folder and always be able to find them. All right, so that's a little bit of an introduction to how this works. It's really important that you understand this and that the idea is that now these simulations are associated with this Rhino model. I can't access them unless I'm looking at this model. I can, though, download information about them. Like, so for example, I can download a report or print various things. There's all sorts of different things you can do for different types of simulations. But to look at this actual data, I need to be in this file, this Rhino model, to access the simulations. And I need to know where the folders are in case where the simulations are, that folder, in case I need to zip them together and share them with somebody. Or, for example, I use multiple computers, and I have everything stored on OneDrive. So every time I open a model on a different computer, I have to remind that computer where those simulations are. It's easy to do, but you just have to remember the workflow. All right, hope that helps.